Has already started.
Yes, it has. Ranger Doug, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. And look who's here at center stage, our international ambassador of country music, and looks like about 3 generations of Hamiltons out here. Ladies and gentlemen, George Hamilton IV.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year. I'd like for you to meet, of course, over on the end over there, on that end, George Hamilton V. And this is his sister, Mary Hamilton Arcure. And making his debut tonight, a very special guest star, this is Mary's son and our grandson, one of our grandsons, Mick Hamilton Arcure. So you know, a lot of people want to pack Christmas up and put it in the attic the day after the event. And we're the kind of family that likes to hang on to Christmas as long as we can. And I know some of you probably feel the same way. You'd like to hang on to that Christmas spirit. So in the Christmas spirit, we'd like to close out this year tonight with a very special song. And I'd like to tell you about it before we sing it. It was Christmas Eve in the year 1818. The town was Oberndorf, high up in the Austrian Alps. And in the little mountain chapel there, the church organ was broken. Mice, they say, had crawled in and chewed through the bellows. Anyway, it was a disaster. The congregation gathered, and the general comment could very well have been, "Who ever heard of a Christmas Eve service with no music?" Well, this congregation was in for a big surprise. Their pastor, one Reverend Joseph Mohr, M-O-H-R, was also a guitar picker. And he brought his guitar that night to strum along with the carols since the organ wasn't working. Pastor Mohr was a man of many talents. He was also a poet, and he had just written a brand new Christmas poem which he intended to recite to the congregation as their Christmas present that year. Well, when Franz Gruber, who didn't have much to do that night, he was the church organist and there was no organ to play, when Franz Gruber heard Pastor Mohr's little Christmas poem, he said, "Joseph, what a beautiful poem you've written. The words, they just seem to sing themselves." Franz Gruber sat down right on the spot and wrote out a melody to the pastor's Christmas poem. And this congregation on this cold, starry night, Christmas Eve 1818, high in the Austrian Alps, were witnesses to the very first performance of what was to become the world's favorite Christmas carol, as their pastor and organist, singing in harmony, gave to the world a masterpiece, accompanied only by the pastor's simple mountain guitar. Must have sounded a little bit like this.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is right.
Young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly think of a better way for us to hang on to that Christmas spirit as we approach the new year. The real Christmas spirit. The reason for the season. and to sing that next verse together. How about joining in and help us out? You know the one about the shepherds quake at the sight, don't you? The one about glory streams from heaven above. Maybe George V and Mary will join in and help us out, Mick. Maybe they'll help us too. What do you think? Now you can say you sang at the Grand Ole Opry New Year's Eve.